this is what happens when you lose a $3,000 machine that does this sorting for you. You lay it on this screen and get all that dust out. You go through here by hand, picking up all the large rifle and 223. You keep swapping back and forth and picking up this steel and aluminum. Got a magnet over here to help pick up some of that steel, but the majority of it you're gonna have to pick out by hand. In order to save time, I just go back and forth picking up rifle cases. Once I stop seeing those as much and it takes me a little longer to grab them out, I flip from there and start grabbing the steel and aluminum. I do the same thing once those get scarce. Once it starts taking me a little longer to get a handful of steel and aluminum, then I'll go back and start picking up rifle brass. And once you get all that done, all the trash, shotgun shells, if you don't have a machine like the Ultimate Sorter or a roll sorter, you got these little plates. I'll show you a little bit better way how to use these here in a minute. That really knocks some time down. Just going to continue to do my rifle. Put a large rifle in one bucket, 223 in another bucket. I don't sort out large rifle by caliber. It all goes in a bucket together. If I need to go further later on, I can. One thing you got to watch when you start sorting buckets of brass like this from the range is you will get a lot of loaded rounds. You got to pick those out, dispose of those properly. Once you get to the bottom, you're gonna have all your 22s. You're also gonna have 5.7. You're gonna have 30 carbine. You definitely want to sort those out. You don't want to throw those away with your 22 long rifle or take them to the scrapyard. So right now, I'm just gonna continue picking out rifle, steel, aluminum, and then I'll show you the buckets. As I said earlier, you just keep swapping back and forth on your first. You're doing this by hand. If it starts taking you too long to find what you're picking for, switch it up, go for something else. So like right now, it's taking me a little bit longer to get the rifle. I'm just gonna pick out these aluminums. A couple of steels I didn't get with the magnet. I'll do this for a few handfuls. I got a steel and aluminum bucket back there. Load around, I got a trash box over there. Just keep running. There's another loaded round. If you're doing this, don't shoot these rounds, guys. Come on. Half of these things are like 15 cents, 10 cents a shot. It's not worth shooting. You don't know if a guy reloaded them or why they was on the floor. A lot of times, even me, I'm careless. If I drop a round, I probably ain't gonna pick it up. But being I reload a lot for very cheap, but don't shoot these rounds. Throw them in the trash, dispose of them like you're supposed to. Pull them down if you want. Lots of steel and aluminum, lots of trash 22s. Doing this for business. Let me pull this camera over here and I'll show you what I got. I mean, you already expect, if you spend 200 bucks, you should already expect 20% of that to go to the trash bucket. You'll recycle it. Out of that 20 bucks, 20, 30 bucks you lost in scrap, you may make back about $1.50. So don't expect to make any money off of that. You should expect to make that loss. But let me just show you real quick. This is just one bucket. That's maybe 75, 100 cases of 223. But look at this. That's probably 85, 90 pounds of steel and aluminum. I would say this is off less than 12 buckets. That's about 600 pounds of brass. And that's the junk I got out of it. You know, it's already emptied the 45 out, so this is just from the bucket I did earlier today. That's maybe 500 cases of 45. You don't get many 45s. This is the 10 millimeter, the 40, the 38, 357. I don't mess with that. That just goes in a bucket and gets rid of. That's the 380. The black buckets are for 9 millimeter. I would say I get 3,000 to 4,000 out of every 5-gallon bucket of 50 pounds. Not a lot of profit on 9 millimeter. I make about $1 to $1.50 per 1,000 from what I spend on the weight. That right there, that's another mixed bucket. This is the 22s. That's 30, 35, 40 pounds of 22 long rifle. All this junk. If you're lucky, you can get a shop to take that for about $1.10 a pound, $1.20. Half the time you're paying $1.30 just to get this brass. So you lose money on all that. Definitely lose money on the steel. 9mm, you kind of break even. Where you make the money at? It's 45, 223. And then right here, large rifle, 5.7, stuff like that. So then you get to this point. I've been doing this one bucket, this maybe 55-pound bucket, for a good 10, 12 minutes. You're already starting to feel it in your back. You're hunched over, picking shit out, and the thrill's dying up. You're having to dig a lot more to find the good stuff. With the 223 and the rifle, you're not really finding much. Now you have to dig through all this pistol brass to find the couple steel and aluminum that are hiding in there. Gotta get them out. You don't want to get those mixed in. And even if you're not selling this, you're doing it for yourself, you still don't want those mixed in. Now talk about making money. You can make money. But don't get into this if you think you're going to become rich overnight. Because some people, I mean, they're running $8,000, $10,000 machines. They're doing a bucket in 2 minutes. Machines we run are $3 grand. Knock my brass over, baby. Neighbor's dog. The machines we run, $3 grand. Do a 5-gallon bucket in about 5 to 6 minutes. They're nice. But, like right here, you spend $300 on brass. You're going to spend 3 hours sorting through all this crap. You may make $150, $200 profit if you're selling it all. If you can find the sales. Sometimes you may spend $4,000 on brass and make $5,000 in a week. Sometimes you spend $1 grand and you'll sit on it for 3 or 4 weeks, not make no money at all. I don't know about you guys, but $1,000 loss is a lot of money. I don't have that kind of money laying around that I can get tied up in a hobby like this. Brass price is way down. Facebook took the sales out. You get kicked off, you get banned. There's not many places to sell brass anymore. The places you do, it's flooded with sellers selling it for 40 to 50% cheaper than they was 6 months ago. So it's not something you want to do like this and make money off of. The reason I still do this is, sure, at the end of it I may make 30, 40 bucks in my pocket, and then I'll have all this brass over here that I reload for free, and I'll make enough money to buy another 3 or 4 buckets of brass and still have 30, 40 bucks in my pocket after purchasing all that brass. That's why I do it. There's not a whole lot of money in it anymore. Unless you're running those great big machines and you're buying thousands of dollars of brass every month. So now it looks like I've got pretty much all of the steel and aluminum out. Well, you say that, then you find this little pocket with 6 or 7 pieces stuck in there. You'll keep doing that the whole time. Once you get to a point where you think you're good enough to start sorting, we'll run these plates. Now these are good. These are about 50, 60 bucks now with that 389 plate. This separates the 380 out of your 9. Gotta have that if you're gonna be doing 9mm. These plates right here, 50, 60 bucks. The way it works is this is gonna hold your 45 long Colt, 44 Magnum, bigger stuff. That middle plate is what I call a junk plate. I hate sorting them out. It's 40, 357 SIG, 10mm, 38 special, 357. 357, I mean, you're looking at 10 cents a piece, but out of this whole bucket, I may get 2 to 3 pieces. So what I found, it's going to take you a long time messing with this before you get in a good rhythm. What I found is my best way is I'll keep dumping them in here, shake them up, dump another, shake it up, take the 45s, dump it right in the 45 bucket. Then when I get down here to the 40, I'll shake just enough to fill this in. You don't want to overload this. This is going to knock your 22s out, but you want just enough, because what's going to happen is you still have a whole thing of brass there. Your 45 plate's empty. You stick your 380 plate inside of it, which I'll demonstrate all this in a minute. But you just have a little bit of brass right here. That's your 9 380, maybe a couple 22s. And you're gonna want just enough. You only want a few handfuls in this one to get them 380s out. If you have more than a few handfuls, you're never gonna get all that 380 out. Let me just demonstrate a quick run for you. Here's what I've done. And then underneath all this will be the 22 long rifle. That's where I'll pick out my 5.7. So this is your quickest plate. This is your 45. You want to get in here and do a couple sweeps because you will have some hitchhikers inside that 45. Look in there, make sure there's no magnums, no long colts, nothing like that. That's all 45. You dump your 45 bucket. Now that you have that empty, you're going to take your 380 plate. You're going to line that up in there. This right here is the worst plate ever. This is your 40s and all that junk. 9mm and 380 is going to sit inside the 40. It's junk. So what I do, shake it a little bit, just to get enough in here. Now what this is going to keep your 380s and your 9mm. It's going to knock the 22s out. Very loud. You're definitely going to want some hearing protection. I'll put mine in once I get done with the video. But now, most of the 22 should have fell out. This is 9 and 380. So what I got to do here, I get a bucket. Now most 22s are out. You're definitely going to have to go through this bucket again if you're selling 380 or you're using 380, because any 22s you miss are going to be in here. Now this one, you can just have a little bit. And you just want a few handfuls. This is the worst plate ever. Hopefully you can see it. But you just want, just sit here and shake it back and forth. And a lot of times, well, I'll just knock that one out. A lot of times you'll get them stuck in here, you'll have to pop them down. So what I do is I shake it, and I give it a couple twists. Dump that in my 9mm bucket. Now you still have this black can. Do some more. See, some 380 stuck in it. Gotta pop them out. I don't know if you reload, but when you get 380s in your, especially if you're doing progressive, if you get 380s in the mix, you're sitting there cranking out 9, you get 380, it's not a good day. So that looks good. We're going to dump that in the 9mm. Again, every time you're shaking that black bucket, trying to knock any more 22s out you have. The rest of it, alright. In the 40s, you're going to have some stragglers. You're going to have the 9mm and 380 inside of it. Clean those up a little bit, whatever's left. Dump them in your 40, your mix, whatever. If you reload these, sure you're going to want to pick them out individually. If you're still with me, and you realize how much crap all this is, and you want to buy brass, I sell it really cheap. Put my email in the description. Send me an email what you want. For instance, my 9mm, $17 a thousand. Shoot me down a comment whether you want mix. I mean, I could sell 9 and 380 mix for a lot cheaper than I could sell you 9. 380 is expensive, I'll tell you that right now. 380, all that plus another step getting the 22s out again. 380 is $28 a thousand. In my opinion, it's not worth it, but there's so much work in it. 40s, 840s, everything's nestled inside of it. Honestly, I won't even like to sell it for 25, but obviously nobody's gonna buy it. 223, that's $38 a thousand. 45, that's $35 a thousand. 40, my 10, my 38 special, 357 SIG, 357 Magnum, all that, $1.70 a pound. It's real cheap. Of course, you gotta add shipping to all this, unless you're local to me. My large rifle brass, it's usually mixed. I got 308, 30-06, stuff like that separated. It's anywhere from 12 to 16 cents a piece. or you can buy it mixed at the cheapest price. So I don't got to resort it again. I'll sell you all of this, whatever it is, at the cheapest price, like 308, 10, 12 cents a piece, depending on what it is. So now I got to do this about 12 more times, and my first bucket of 55 pounds to 65 pounds is done. I got 3 more to do. Thanks for watching.